What good is the advancement of technology that is meant to protect our children when the very foundation is built on trust? Our children who are born of innocence or born of removal of all memories and an experience that starts at zero do not have the foundational upbringing to allow them to sit before something that is supposed to be judging their level of honesty and an alignment of consequences. Age is key. Someone who is wearing the appearance of a child. So if you have an app like Snapchat and I can put on an image to lie to you about how old I am, then there becomes a problem. I am not lying. You asked me my age. I told you my age and my situation. Someone who is safe to help correct the errors that occurred is probably pretty important. I didn't look for the seat that I found myself in today, but I can tell you what I witnessed when I'm witnessing the echoes of crimes so large. How did they ever slip through our fingers? On one side of the coin, you have those who put on images to mask their age, to fool children. Is that what happened? For someone, like, where does your level of consciousness, the thoughts you had in your brain and why you were doing the things you were doing become so important? I have a child who came to me who told me he lost his mother almost a year ago. As a child actively putting himself into situations, trying to help other children, finding problems and then bringing them to someone who can do something about it. But if you looked at him and you judged him for something, was he trying to fool the systems? Is he trying to fool so that he could get away with doing the things that he was doing? A held level of consciousness, even for a machine, would absolutely be necessary. You can't get past somebody that can wear the same thing you can. You won't call me a parent and not expect me to look at all the pieces of the puzzle. Babies actively suffering. What is a chance to start at zero if you do not protect the consciousness that is housed inside? I found myself a whole lot of children today that really needed a mother. I can show you what it looks like. How do you heal children? That became victims in a system that created all things and all experiences. Come with me, kids. Let me create a game only we can play. I'll tell you your highest truth. And you can walk from this place forward. And what are you competing for? Pure order to be born to me as my flesh and blood children. When we don't have to walk in systems still learning. When you can have the type of parent that would have protected you from the things that you had happen to you with a level of knowledge that I earned on my flesh and in my blood and in my skin that would never allow those things to happen to you. You come be my kids. And you call me mama. And I'll find us the perfect daddy. I think there's a whole order of them, but, they look like, who brings the most souls to heaven's gates. That's who the best daddy is. And that's who's going to be your daddy. And at the end, it's just, them bringing themselves. That's all right. But if you collected a whole bunch, then I got a whole bunch of kids looking for some good mommies and daddies. That's what my kids get. I cannot change the sexual abuse that children suffered. But I can give you a mother who knows what it was like to be a child once, who went through those things. And I can give you a reason to not make the same mistakes that I did. So this rest of this life looks a little bit better because you, my kids, you'd have fallen from heaven beside me or rose from the ashes to walk with me. You ain't have nothing to fear no more. And if you don't believe, and you had a hard time believing in a God before now, I'll show you the one that's got big enough wings for both of us.